Hello, this is Armanda from Studio Armanda, and today I am going to make some cardboard flowers. My mother has actually requested them for Mother's Day. I made some the other day, and she wants some to put on her refrigerator because I turned them into magnets. And what I'm using is cardboard that I've been making beads out of, and it's weird one-sided corrugated cardboard, and I think they use it for packing material. And these are the scraps that I cut off when I was making the beads, and so I have lots of scraps to work with. Some I painted neon, and no scrap is too small really because you're gonna cut it up. And I got this idea from another video, and I'll post the link down below. I don't know how to say her name, so, and I think it's something kind of exotic, so I got the idea from her video. But I added a few things of my own and turned them into magnets. So I have a few here that aren't done. And I'm just using regular, like, crap paint from Walmart. And I'm never going to buy it again because it's full of boogers. I'm tired of fighting with boogers. However, I do like the color shift ones that they carry. Those are fun, but those are not 50 cents. They're substantially more than 50 cents. But I have also a lot of metallics and the glitters. I use a lot of that. And of course I have, my nicer acrylics, and I've got my fluorescent colors. And I think I got these from probably Jerry's Artorama or possibly Blick. Because those are the places where I basically send them a check every month. It's like, here's my money, just take it and go. So, anyhow, that's what I'm going to be working on. And some of these I had, like with the neon, it doesn't show up very good. And so I had to paint the cardboard white first, and I'm just going to be using some crappy acrylic paint for that. That's really bright, isn't it? And I have a few pieces here that I haven't painted yet, and they're kind of beat up, but it doesn't matter because you're going to cut them up into little pieces, and so you can use most of this. So basically, not wasting anything. And they're fun, and they're pretty, and yeah, that's how it is. Okay, I've got music going, so if you can hear that and you hate it or something, well, you can always find a different channel. Lots of people out there painting on YouTube. Anyhow, this is the crappy white paint. This actually isn't too bad because I bought this before 2020, and I think it was after 2020 everything just kind of went to crap. And I'm going to paint this white first because I want the paint to show up better. And I'm just pouring it on here. And I'm working on a piece of paper from an old sketchbook or sketch pad, a ginormous sketch pad that I bought for one of my 2D design class that I took many, many, many years ago. That, yeah, why not? Fluorescent pink, yeah. Because, whoops, that's the wrong brush. That's what happens when you have more than one brush. Okay, I'm speeding things up a little bit because this is just painting. And what I'm trying to do is work the paint into the grooves of the corrugated cardboard. And I'm just kind of scrubbing it in there. And I'm using neon pink, and then I go over it with, I believe that is flamingo coral, which creates kind of an odd color, but it's actually kind of pretty, to me anyway. And yeah, that's it. For this part anyway. And I'm guessing that this is just, and there must be some spots where there's no paint because I'm adding more red paint to this. So I'm probably having to work it into some grooves there. Okay, so this is one that I did with copper, which is a nice one. It's one of the metallics. And my favorite glitter, this is the one that if they sold it in a bigger size, I'd probably buy it. It's champagne, extreme glitter. And it is just cool. Yes, I know, everything's cool. Everything's cool and delightful. And this one's almost empty, but that's okay because I got like 3 more bottles of it. Okay, got everything painted. And I painted all the scraps. So this is the neon yellow that I painted over with neon green, and then did the Dragonfly Glaze, which I really like, and purplish. And I've got little red scraps. All of these scraps. Gold, the blue and purple, the pink with different sparklies and glitteries. This is something that I bought that I did not like. This glittery stuff on here, so this is the only spot that that's on for right now. Like, we use everything. So these are all the pieces that I've got. I even did the Starbucks thing. I don't know what I'll use that for, but it might come in handy. But then I have all of these yet. Green and the red bits, more blue bits. All right, now I'm going to cut it. And that's what this is. So I'll cut them about 1.5 inches long, and then just cut down the indent, the corrugated part of it. This is one of my unfinished paper mache bowls. I usually have a smaller bowl, but I can't find them right now, of course. So we just grabbed this one. And while it's out, I should probably finish it. That would be fun. Okay. Here's the fun part. This, if I turn it the right way, still don't have it the right way. Not that that matters. It's all the same. This is a June Taylor, I think. What? Yes, it's a June Taylor quilting tool for cutting strips of fabric. And I think I've used it for fabric before, but not very often. Mostly I use it for paper and whatever else I want to cut. And I don't want to do it the hard way. So I'm going to line this up with the cardboard, and I'm going to cut them 1.5 inches. So that's 1, 2, 3. With, rotary cutter. This is about as slick as you can do it. And that's Mambo talking. Say 3.5. What's after 3.5? 7, right? Why can't I do that? That's not right. 3.5. Wait, 3, 4.5. Oh my goodness. Good thing I don't rely on my math. 7.5. Yeah, don't cut your fingers off. Anyhow, like that. And I'm going to do that to all the pieces. You don't need to watch because, sorry about the light. Because, yeah, that would be boring. You can even do it like this. If it's long enough. Yep, it's long enough. So just line it up along the edge there, and always put your blade back in. Good rule of thumb, unless you want to lose a thumb. And I'm just going to leave that. It's a little bit long, but that's almost perfect. So there, just like that. Ta-da! And of course, you sometimes have that to deal with, but that's not a deal breaker. Oh, I already did it. Okay. And then, if you can find your scissors, you're going to do this. So these are 1.5 inches long, and sometimes I have smaller ones. like the end piece isn't quite 1.5 inches. That's okay too, because you will use those, the shorter pieces. But I just go through and cut like so. And sometimes the corrugated part it's like not stuck on there very good, especially if you harvested this cardboard from an actual piece of corrugated cardboard and you peeled a layer off to get to this. Sometimes they, if you have to get it wet, sometimes the whole thing just kind of falls apart. And you can glue those back on if you want, or just toss them and make something different. Anyhow, you don't need to watch this either. So we will pause it here and come back when things are cut up. I just want to clarify, you don't have to cut this much cardboard or paint this much cardboard to make these flowers. This is a huge pile of painted cardboard. Well, I'm back. I have a lot more than I had the last time as far as these little pieces of cardboard. I'm just using some, couldn't find my paper mache bowls, but they wouldn't have been big enough anyway. Oh, stage failure there. Okay, so this is what I've got so far. These are sort of a coppery gold, probably the champagne color. I've got green, I've got purple. Notice how I color coordinated those bowls. These are my reds. There's a little bit of a pinkish, why am I way over there? A little bit of a pinkish color. And then there's this strange color, I'm not sure what that one was. Got some greens. And some sort of turquoise aqua color, maybe mermaid, I don't know. And this is sort of gold, the gold ones. I have got a lot. It will take me a while to make all of this into flowers, but I don't like that glare. Stop, just stop. Oh, well, now you can't see anything. Okay, we'll find something different. This is kind of, I have no idea what color that is. Beige? Salmon? What is that? Hideous? Is hideous a color? Neon pink and orange. That's always fun. Not sure what we got going on here. Why? I guess that's kind of a mix of the neon pink and the orange. Blue. I was really scraping for containers. And then this one is just kind of a weird one that is the pink and green kind of ran together. So I just thought, I'll keep them separate. Alright, now I'm going to start making some flowers. Oh, I've got I've got a lot. This is like gray and silver. And this is kind of just the cardboard color with a little bit of a purple, the purple sheen to it, or the Dragonfly Glaze. What in the world? There's like a hair, or is that a string of glue? Alright. I'll be right back. The glue gun is heating up. Alright, I'm working on a piece of cardboard so that I can avoid the glare from my light. This is a piece of cardboard that I harvested whilst trying to get one-sided corrugated cardboard. And this is kind of what happens when you do that. It's not a real clean situation. Anyhow, I'm going to make some flowers. I'm going to try with the quick grip for a couple. And if that doesn't work, I'll just start burning my fingers off with this thing. I've punched out some cardboard circles to glue onto, and I just used Kleenex box so that I had just a pattern on one side. I'm not sure if I'll probably put that facing in, so this will be the back where I'll glue the magnet. Alright, let's get started. So I started one with the glue. but it takes too long to dry. You'll be doing it forever. The glue gun isn't a whole lot faster, but you can, you know, you can glue as you go. This one is like you glue and you wait, you glue and you wait, so done waiting. Okay, so I started one with the glue gun, and I will start another one, and I'll just keep going for a while. You'll get the hang of it. You just gotta burn your fingers for your art. You gotta suffer for your art. I gotta rearrange a little bit here. But you're gonna put one at the edge like that. Let me fix this so that I am not working from the wrong side. And just drape it across my product here. Okay. Put one opposite of the first one. And I kind of keep them close to the edge because you're gonna want to fill it in. So you got one at 12 o'clock, one at 6 o'clock, put one at 3 o'clock, and then remove your glue boogers. And then, well, technically this is 3 o'clock again, or 9 o'clock, like so. And you just keep adding. In between, like so. Get a few more red ones out here. My mom likes red, so yeah. We're starting with red, just because I can. And then you have to kind of start working them into the in-between parts. So I want to do some of this neon pink stuff, just because, just for fun. And this is the part where you start burning your fingers. Okay, we're speeding things up again because I was starting to talk too much. And I don't really care to overshare, so we're just gonna do a little voiceover here. I am burning my fingers with the hot glue gun, but eventually I do figure out that I can use a tweezers or any kind of tool like a knitting needle, and I'll get it out here pretty soon. I think yep, there it is, the tweezers. Push it down with the tweezers and just kind of work the pieces of cardboard. Just kind of fill in the blank areas, the empty areas, and just keep going around the flower. Once you get the hang of it, it's pretty simple. It is a little time consuming. I haven't really figured out a faster way to do it. So you're gonna probably really have to want to make these flowers, unless you have a better way of doing it, which we'd all like to hear about. But they were just kind of a fun thing to do, to use up cardboard scraps. I'm also varying the colors a little bit. I started out with red and then I went with some of that darker pink color just to kind of give it variety. And I'm pulling off the hot glue boogers. Always fun. So you just kind of keep squeezing it in. You're going to probably kind of work in a little bit. I think that's how I did it before. So that the ones in the back are sticking out further. Well, that's ugly. There we go. Gotta love the glue gun. I'm gonna have to kind of start mashing things here a little bit to get them in between. And I'll just cheat. What did I do with my little tweezers? My little tweezy things. Little Harbor Freight special. Okay. Just kind of keep building it up, working it in towards the center. It's a process. It's not a, I mean, it could be quick depending on how sloppy you want it. But I like to take my time and make something pretty. I don't really want to burn my fingers though. I'm kind of done with that. And I'm done with ant picnics. Okay, again, we're speeding things up, and this time I'm speeding it up quite a bit because you can see what I'm doing. I'm just filling in the gaps, and as I add layers, I'm moving those pieces of cardboard closer to the center so that there's not as much of a hole in the middle of the flower that you have to cover up. And it also adds dimension so that the pieces in the back stick out further than the ones in the front. And just makes the flower look a little more dimensional. And I'm varying the colors a little bit. I think I added some of gold color kind of, and then now I'm going to add some red pieces. And what I'll do is I'll cut those in half and add them to the center of the flower, which adds a little more dimension. Now I've used that word, what, 3 times now? I am trying to keep with a red theme, but I realized that this one was just looking a little too monochromatic, so the next one I do is a little simpler and a little less, it's got more contrasting color. And that should be coming up here pretty quick. Here we go, red one. I'm guessing that's the one I started with the glue. It's dry by now. And just fill in the gaps, and you can do different colors or all one color. And here I'm trimming some of the edges, some of the things that stick out a little too far. guess I didn't do it for very long. There, we're trimming the edges of the flower just to make things look a little more uniform. Anything that sticks out a little further than you want it to. And this time I put some contrasting color. So, I'm back. These are the Starbucks piece of cardboard that I painted earlier with gray or silver. And then I've gone over it with some, let's see if I can zoom in a little bit, the red glitter, just for anyhow. And I would probably put some other stuff on it, like maybe some of this, which is some chunky, clunky glitter that I got at Walmart. And I have in my possession a ginormous bucket of these cheap, what are they, flat little sequin rhinestone thingies. And so what I will do is, the other ones that I did before, I just glued it onto this hole here, and it's kind of a big hole. So I had to fill it in with hot glue, which I thought was a waste of hot glue. So what I'm doing is this instead, and then I will put the rhinestone, or whatever you call it, if I can get it up. I have no fingernails. If I can get it up there, like that, or you could do green, or a blue one. Let's see, is there a blue? Yes. Alright, some glue. Maybe. It might work better to use a flat piece of cardboard instead of this corrugated stuff. I just wanted to try it. Make sure you got it in the center. And then a big glop here for your rhinestone. Voila. There you go. And then a magnet. One of these button magnets. Those are really nice and sturdy. And just pop that on the back. And there you go. I'll do the other one. I think a small red one would be pretty on that one, if I can pick it up. Yep, I like that. I might be a little too much glue. Oops. Hang on. Oops. And a magnet. Should have waited till that dried a little better. And this is the one that I glued, so this one's a little bit slower. It's behind. But that's all there is to it. You just kind of eyeball how you want it. And I'll probably post some images or add some images of what I get finished. I thought I was done. I was putting the project away, but then I started playing with the rhinestones or whatever you call them. Oopsie, I just threw them all off. Yeah, there you go. Good job. So, where did that pretty blue one go? Try this. Okay, basically what I'm doing here is I figured out that I can fit more than one of those flat back jewel things on there and make more of a cluster or like a flower in the center, and that is actually how I've been doing them now.